Alright, guys, I don't really like making videos when I'm around people because, they can hear your immediate thoughts and versus being broadcast like right now, I'm just in the woods chilling. One thing I want to say is, you know, don't be discouraged by the lack of information. One thing I have gathered is there seems to be this underlining secret that society is aware of yet isn't taking advantage of. And I'm not talking about financial. Seems to be a cognitive thought or maybe some form of clarity. Now, the clarity isn't spiritual, right? So it's physical. It's basically a secret society. It's from the secret society, right? The Bible tells you about mockers and tells you about the tongues and the eyes. So the Bible has foretold their symbolism, and we know that these entities speak in symbols, right? Because we know when the Most High casted them out into different lands and He broke up their native tongue, the one way that they can all speak and understand each other in this fashion is symbolism. And that's one thing you'll notice that they all have in common is the symbolism. And so when you're questioning there's the synchronicity, right? It's a system that they live by. It's a code. It's like riding a bike to them. We can't forget that this isn't, because we are the first ones to go through this, we can't forget that this is not the first time they're doing this, right? So pay attention. These people have been doing this since creation, right? This is generation to generation passed down of ignorance, right? So the reason why these people are good at what they're doing is not necessarily a class. It's because it's in their family. It's a ritual to them. This is something that they practice. This is something they live by. These people live and die by this code of secrecy, right? Now, if you look at these entertainers, right? You look at them and you see how they have their hands over their mouth, and so on and so forth. It's the code of secrecy, right? That means that what they're pledging allegiance to the craft, right? And they're pledging allegiance to the craft, stating that they won't be exposing the secrets that they have been taught. Right now, you understand, these people don't have to be a Mason. They can have affiliates, right? They don't have to be Shriners or Eastern Stars or Deltas, and I don't know any white fraternities or sororities, but they don't have to be an Alpha, Kappa. That can be in their family, right? I wasn't any of those things. I have them all in my family, right? And so because you're loyal to your family, right? And I use that term lightly, right? We know the loyalty only runs amongst these, but they're going to do whatever their family is telling them to do, especially if their family is paying for their life, right? So if they're depending on their family for finances and help, and they can't say no to their family. It is not a right or wrong thing. These people should have enough balls to stand up to the sadistic system, but that's not the fact, right? So you got this raccoon out here, he'll get ran over, right? We're not stopping for animals, right? We're killing them. So, you pay attention to that, guys. The hate comes from not being able to make you miserable. These people are miserable even when they're trying to make you miserable. Take that into consideration. These people are miserable while they're trying to make you miserable. But the Bible tells you about their code. So they think that they have all these secrets. There's no secret. The only secret is that you can be convicted for a crime. and the secret to them, because they're being told different. You know, they're being told that they're going to be part of the club, and the club they're speaking of is the World War over. See, they're advertising. See, that's one thing they do, right? The one thing the enemy does is deception. He comes to kill, steal, and destroy, but he also is the father of lies and the father of deception. So he's telling, you know, they're telling these people, like, oh, we got a special power, you're going to be part of the club. They're not telling these people that that's the end of the world. That they're not telling them that this special club that they're allegedly going to be holding up for them is when Russia comes and bombs and nukes America, and that they may have a bunker, right? That's what they're telling them. They're talking about this underground world that they built, and they're promising them stake at it. We are the end of the world. We are the end of it. We are the end of the world because we are the last of the prophecy. Like, the prophecy ends with us. So they're completely distraught. They're completely upset. Completely discombobulated at the idea of being defeated, right? But understand, guys, that, you know, this is what it is, unfortunately. But, you know that you've already won. The Bible has already predicted our victory. The Bible has already predicted our victory, right? The only thing that we have to do is keep the faith, you know, stay out of jail, stay out the hospital, right? We know that, you know, the Bible says trials and tribulations, but when you really look at this, you understand the Bible is not talking to the population. The Bible is written for his children and his children only. Why? Because, all right, put into lame terms, right? The reason why the Bible needed to be translated was because of what reason? Because it could not be understood by the other nations. But the Most High separated the nations and their tongue, then what? It was for a reason, right? Meaning what? He only wanted a certain nation to be able to understand and decode what? The Bible. The Bible is a history book. And the Bible is a poem. It is. The Bible's full of poetry. People think the Bible's a storyteller, but it's one of the most best-selling stories in the world, right? And there's no need to manipulate something that's a lie. So if the Bible wasn't true, why do they need to manipulate it? You don't manipulate lies, you manipulate the truth. Okay, so that's why they manipulate the Bible, because of the truth. All right? I've never had to manipulate a lie. I left it as it was. But now the truth, I had to turn it to a lie. That's why you call lies. You're not telling the truth. Right? So, you know, this thing is not complicated. When I see, you know, I see the women flirting with me, and right now, you know, I don't even, my mind is so far gone off that. And stay focused, fellas, because, you know, these women are nothing to play with, man, because you never know when you're entertaining a witch. The Bible tells us not to suffer a witch to live. And you never know when you're in the company of a witch or a warlock. And I'm telling you, I'm in one now. It could be one in these cars right now. I'm pretty sure that all four of them could be witches and warlocks. I know I got them in my neighborhood, right? And so, you know, you never know when you're being set up. I look at some of my relationships that I've had, and I can tell you that they were set up. Now, they didn't get me because I'm an alpha male. I'm not a beta male, which means I don't let a woman lead me. So, you know, they weren't able to tangle me in that web. But what I'm saying, guys, is the enemy is all about deception. So he's telling these people that they're going to be living the high life. He's not telling them it's after the world has been blown up. They can't guarantee what's going to happen when Russia these people are all in cahoots, right? Russia meets with America, meets with Japan. They all meet together. Why? Because they're all plotting world domination. They're promising these minions that they're going to have a stake in world domination. They also then tell them that they're trying to deplete the population of 500 million people. There's 7-point-something billion people. And they want to bring the population down to 500 million. So, how many people are you going to have to kill that are following us to get to that number. Because they can't kill us, right? The elect, the true children of Israel, if they were to lay a hand on us, it would be Armageddon, like tomorrow. Like the Most High would come back for us and rescue us today. The reason why people are confused when they see the news and they see why famine, and it's because you don't know who people are playing the fence. You got a lot of people out here playing the fiddle, playing the dozens, as old people used to say. A lot of these people playing the dozens. And the Bible says you're neither hot nor cold, you're lukewarm, and I'll spew you out of my mouth. I never could drink no lukewarm tea. I can drink hot tea. I drink iced tea. But warm tea, no. And that's what the Bible means. It's so simple. Who's around here drinking warm water? No one. You're either drinking hot water and putting a tea bag in it or coffee, or you're drinking ice water. Right, because I will spew you out of my mouth because of the taste, the texture, the feeling. It does not hold a good taste. And that's exactly what the Most High is speaking. Get some money too, bro. You're a loser. When he talks about the Bible. And so these people are the bad taste that the Bible talks about. These people are lukewarm. All right? These people are the ones that the Most High frowns upon. But when you understand that these people are not the children of the Most High, do you understand why they act free and roam wild and they hate the Most High? They have a vendetta against the Creator because they weren't selected for causes that they wouldn't live up to. They couldn't go through what we go through. They couldn't handle being the shit. They couldn't handle being the man or the woman. Okay? They couldn't handle being chosen. They couldn't handle not being a part of the crowd, not wanting attention. They couldn't handle being an introvert and being to yourself, and the trials and tribulations we go through that are forced by the hand of this sadistic government that we are captured under. All right, so that's why you weren't chosen, because you're a bitch. All right, the Most High doesn't choose bitches; He chooses men and women with faith and balls. All right, with guts. You guys don't have that. That's why you guys are where you are. So everybody wants to be, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to be LeBron James, but nobody wants to practice. You know, LeBron James practices. You go through injuries, growing pains, strain his growth. You know, people don't want to deal with that shit. People just want to play basketball and make the money. You know? But, like I said, man, there's more to behind that. Because, like I said, when you realize the world has MK Ultra, beta children, sex, you understand, these athletes are created in labs. You got some athletes and musicians that are literally created in labs. Some of them are clones. But it's sad that you can't even use a cliche anymore. You can't even use a fucking cliche without having to break it down. But, it's sad, man. It's sad because you would look on the news and you'd be like, damn, America is really fighting for something. And then you go outside and you'd be like, nah, America's not fighting for shit. You know what I mean? That's why I became a believer in Donald Trump when I saw what he was going through. Donald Trump is targeted, man. If you don't look at this impeachment process, you don't think Donald Trump isn't a targeted individual, you're crazy. Right? The Bible talked about the trumpet sounds, right? But people think everything is literal. They thought it was a literal trumpet. No. You just see it happens to be the president with the last name Trump. Prophecy is being fulfilled, man, but they want everything to be so literal. They want you to think everything to be so literal that you'll get caught up in the parallels that were spoken by the Messiah. He spoke in parallels, right? Double entendres, right? So, it's a wonderful thing, man, to be alive. Sometimes I can't even grasp how real it is because it's too scary. It's too scary. It's too scary for someone with anger management like me. I have anger issues. So I try to stray away from realizing how real I'm really going through this because it pisses me off. You know what I mean? So I have to stay in my bubble and stay to myself because I know how real this is and it upsets me. It frustrates me, And so what I have to do is, my goal is to help you guys. Because I'm looking and seeing how they treat you guys out here, and it's not fair. So I see that I'm motivating you. And let me tell you something, guys. I'm never that guy that wanted to be on YouTube and, Yeah, I'm not this guy. I'm to myself. But it feels good to read and hear people say I'm encouraged. You know, they're encouraged by my words, and you know, it feels good, man. It feels good, bro, because I see you got these idiots out here, and you know, you got trolls, man. You can't believe all these targets, man. I almost own this trucker company. You know, these people want me to own this company. Like, you're driving like you want me to own it. I mean, I don't want stocks. I want the company. But you know, one thing, right? What I've learned is infiltration is the biggest hindrance to this targeting program. They have a lot of fake TIs. They wear red. They wear black and white. They make the symbolism, the Monocunos, the Madra, which is the OK sign, the rock and roll signs. They look, they'll give you some shitty ass baby idea, and it's a fucking lie. Right? So they'll tell you, oh, this means that, but it doesn't mean that, bro. Right? Like the one eye and the tongue, that's Baal worship, son. When you see them putting out the tongue, and these bitches love putting their tongue out, but never want to be called a hoe. Always got her tongue out, but you ain't a hoe. I never heard this in my life, bitch. Anyway, them bitches, right? It's the goat worship. They're making fun of us. They call us sheep because they think we're blind. The only thing I'm blind to is ignorance. You know what I mean? And that's by choice. I mean, ignorance isn't bliss, but I choose to ignore it because by me ignoring, I'm not involved in it.